Welcome back to the Coffee Talk, and today we're going to talk about why do half of marriages fail?
And how we're not going to be one of them. Are we ready?
Yep.
You ready? Director Day?
And action.
I like that. Okay. Oh shit, I just said okay. Not in my own head. Okay.
All right.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get an actual drink of water. I'm parched.
Oh my god.
I need to stay hydrated, alright? I get dehydrated. Okay guys, so the question we're gonna talk about today is why do half of all marriages fail? And we didn't just make that up. We actually looked this up, or I should say I looked this up because I love to look up everything. And I saw you hear all the time, like, you know, well, 50% of marriages fail these days. I'm like, is that really true? Or 50% of marriages end in divorce, however it's stated. But I looked it up and that actually was the stat that I kept seeing was 50% of marriages. And then what was even more astonishing and very relatable to us, because we are a blended family, this is a second marriage for both of us, is 60% of second marriages end in divorce. So that was like, wow, that made me think the odds aren't in our favor. So what are the reasons? That's where I really wanted to dig into is if half marriages, 60% of second marriages are ending divorce, what are the reasons? There's got to be some sort of common factor. And so I actually looked up some of the reasons, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video is how can we overcome these objections or these things that end in divorce. And I'm going to go ahead and say a little asterisk here. I'm not talking about infidelity, spousal abuse, substance abuse. Those are also factors, but if those are things, then that's obviously the things we're going to talk about aren't going to apply. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way. I don't want to see the comments, well, it's different when you're cheating on. Okay, then this doesn't apply for you. So anyway, one of the reasons that we found in a couple of different studies that were done on couples and why they got divorced was lack of commitment. They felt like their spouse wasn't committed. And another thing that kept coming up was they felt like they were growing apart or unable to talk to each other. So maybe when conflicts happened, they didn't get resolved. So the two things that we thought, okay, if these are some of the top two things, are the feeling a lack of commitment and not being able to like communicate, that seems to be something you can overcome as long as you just work on. So that's what we wrote down, some things that we wanted to go over.
And just being all in, mentally, emotionally, just all in. You gotta be raw with each other. You have to communicate.
Yeah, I think that's when it goes back to the commitment. If you're all in, at first, of course you're all in emotionally. It's all just sunshine and rainbows. Like, oh my gosh, I love you so much. You can do no wrong, you're perfect. And then find out like,
you're comfortable.
She does some stuff that really gets on my nerves. And figuring out how to, if I'm only in emotionally, those emotions are going to fade at times. And you're gonna get frustrated, or they're gonna change, I guess I should say. You're gonna get frustrated, but mentally, are you committed? And if it's not, then you probably shouldn't be getting married. But it's knowing, okay, even when I get frustrated and she gets frustrated, we know there's not an eject button here. Like we're committed.
Yes.
We are going to talk this out. There's no just letting things like the ties into the next thing we were gonna go over here, which was
never stop communicating.
Never
Literally
stop.
Just talk it through. No matter what, no matter how hard it is, how uncomfortable it is, just talk it through.
Yeah. Because especially when you're
try
dating,
to be understanding with each other. Like, I know that's hard. I don't always see his point. He doesn't always see my point. I'm more of an emotional one than he is.
Yeah.
He's more.
But the communicating and figuring out how to communicate, be understanding, like she was just saying. But the communication, the problem. The communicating isn't the problem. The problem becomes when you stop communicating. If you get to the point where you get mad about something and then just never talk about it, or you're like, I don't even care anymore. Like whatever, the whatever attitude, not like whatever, I'll get over it, but the like whatever, I don't even care.
Yeah.
And that's the communicating you need, even if it's a hard conversation and you're both just furious with each other. If you stop talking about it and trying to figure it out.
And trying to comprehend what they're saying, like
right.
Just trying to break down it is like what they're expressing to you that's bothering them.
Right.
Sometimes I feel like that's difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of jibber jabber stuff when I'm mad sometimes, and he's just like,
yeah.
Like, what do you want?
Well,
the
so, and then the like give and take. So that's another thing. We both have very stubborn personalities and can butt heads a lot. So if we, like, if some, I'm like the parenting thing, I know we talk about like parenting and stuff a lot on here too, is like with the kids, I'm a little more strict about eating than she is with the kids, and we came to some sort of like with the dinner, the way we make the rules and stuff, I'm definitely more of a strict one about stuff.
Yeah.
But I realized there's, you know, something that she felt, this is something, hey, the way that I was handling it really bothered her. So that's where I had to realize, is this really worth me digging my feet in the sand and saying, I'm not budging on it, this is how I feel about it?
Yeah.
No, it's not that big of a deal. I'm not gonna cause some
friction between us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because of something like that. So giving and take, learning when to compromise, is it really worth just winning?
Compromising.
The argument all the time? And then something that I really like to bring up, and I know she's heard me say this like a million times, is stop comparing yourselves to TV shows and social media. So I think that's a big thing too with the commitment, is some people maybe don't fully get committed because they see social media. I feel like guys, I'm gonna go ahead and say, are the worst about this. There's this movie Hall Pass that this reminds me of, is guys see all these girls on social media, and I think that this thing happens where if you're getting bored in your relationship, instead of trying to make it work, you're like, oh well, I could date that girl, or look at all these options I have. And really, do you though? But do you have that many options? but that's not really. And if you haven't seen the movie Hall Pass, it's basically that's what happens. The guys get the hall passes and find out, wow, maybe I really did have it good. But there's these temptations that you see on social media. I mean, for girls and guys, again, I think guys are worse about it than girls.
I agree.
But how many times how easy would it be for you to hop on social media or go on a dating app and potentially meet up with someone else? And realistically, your spouse never know. And that's these temptations. Stop letting social media influence you with things like that. And
don't commit to someone if you are slightly that way. Like,
right, yeah. Well, again, the being in mentally and emotionally.
Yes.
But I think also not just the like infidelity part, which is kind of what we were touching on there, but the unrealistic expectations is so, like, especially with us. That's why we try to do these coffee talks, is we are mostly positive, but we're trying to let you know, like, we're talking about these things too. This happens with us. I would hate for someone to look at our relationship and think, wow, look how perfect Cameron and Stephanie are, and why aren't we this way? We are not perfect, I assure you of that. And the people that you see on TV, even your favorite relationship that you look up to, I guarantee they're not perfect. They only see what they want you to see.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Stop looking at social media and thinking, look at this, or and this is where I'm gonna pick on girls, because I think girls are the worst about this, is the reality TV show. I freaking hate shows like The Bachelor, Bachelorette, all that dumb crap, because it's not
But
real
I want you
life.
to take me on a date in a helicopter.
I know, I wish I could afford to just have a helicopter pick us up, drop us down in Jeff Ruby's, and someone just carry us in on an elephant and stuff. Like, I wish I could do that. But I do, whether women say or not, like, I know that's not real, but you're seeing it. And it's like, oh, I love that. It's not real life. It's not real life. Stop comparing
But the point
relationships.
is never stop dating in your relationship, whether that's just out on your front porch.
I don't know if that was my point. My point is I hate reality TV. Yeah. But yes, that is a next
in your basement,
topic.
Going out somewhere, even just for a drink or some freaking rolls at O'Charlie's or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anything, just to get out.
O'Charlie's, yeah. Well, yeah, so I think what she was getting at too is like the dating thing. Never stop dating each other.
And complimenting each other. And just working on your relationship. Like,
when we say dating,
pouring into each other.
We don't just mean like physically going on dates. Remember how you treated each other when you were dating. I know whatever that beginning stage is gone, because now reality of life is just hitch in the face. The honeymoon phase, the honeymoon phase is gone. But don't forget, Did she like when I left her little sweet notes? Maybe I should do something like that.
Yes.
Because I know she likes it. I don't care if you have to set a reminder in your phone on your Google Calendar every Monday, leave her a sweet note, or she knows little things.
Actually, go in your man's phone right now and leave your own little reminders for him to do. So
it would help, ladies. It really would, because we're dumb when it comes to things like that. I'll think of this now and I'm like, that sounds really good, and then I never do it because I don't think to add it in there.
Or you do think of something and you get distracted very easily, and then you're like, oh, I was going to do this today. I'm like,
but sometimes we just don't know.
That counts.
But yeah, sometimes we just don't know. Maybe it's that's what would have made you happy. I could have done that little thing, and that would have made you happy. But I do, and again, not trying to act like we're perfect, but I do try to do these things. Like, if you follow us on social media, you may see where Stephanie's made posts about me bringing her coffee. It was literally just a Saturday. I learned how to make that foamy crap that they put in your Starbucks coffee, and I just made it here and brought it to her on the couch. And just something like that.
My heart swelled a little bit.
Yeah, finding out their love, just coffee.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, never stop dating each other. And if you're like, well, we can't find babysitters, or we don't have the money to go on a date, you don't have to, again, do the dating things that you used to do, how you used to treat each other. But also, you're telling me you can't go get a $10 bottle of wine, put the kids to bed, have a $10 bottle of wine, and go hide in a room that's furthest away from the kids in the house, and just talk or play a game or whatever, just goof with each other. And just having that one-on-one time is so important. And
just learning just to let things go if you do have any kind of disagreements. That I feel is one thing that we both have to take a deep breath sometimes if we do disagree, and just let it go.
Yes.
It's not worth holding on to. It's not worth feeling that way.
Don't hold grudges and stuff. That's not gonna end. If you want to hold grudges in other relationships in your life. And us women, we're
like that more than anything. They can let things go. They can fall right asleep at night. I can't.
I'm tired.
Just let it go.
Circling back, just rounding it up, the biggest things that we found were the lack of that people, this is not us saying this is stuff that we found from different surveys and couples that got divorced, was the lack of commitment and the not being able to talk to each other. So don't stop doing those things. Don't stop talking to each other, even if you are just couldn't be more pissed off at the other one. Oh, you know what? This is probably when we need to talk the most. Maybe you need to go away for 5 minutes. I'm not saying you just sit there and keep battling it out. Take a deep breath and walk away, but come back, figure it out. Don't just let that stuff stew, and to the point of, I don't even want to be around this person anymore.
And there's other factors too. It could be financial stuff, family stuff that, come into the marriage that make them fail. But
right, these aren't the only reasons.
Back to communicating.
Yeah, these aren't the only reasons, but these were some of the top reasons that we think are preventable. And now that's what we're thinking, okay, we want to make sure that we never let this be the reason. I'm never going to let my lack of commitment. I told her that one of the things that was a turning point for me is because I was single for a few years before we actually started dating. And when you're in a dating phase, it's very easy, your mindset to be like, all right, I'm not clicking with this person. I don't like this person. And okay, see ya, or I don't want to be around you anymore. Whereas something that clicked with me it really was the commitment thing. I remember when we first moved in together, and I don't remember what the argument was, but it probably was something stupid, and we were arguing, and my mind frame, I could just tell, was not, well, forget her. It was, this is the person there's no exit plan. This is the person I'm spending my life with. We weren't even engaged at the time, but I knew this is the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. So I was committed. It was at that point in time, I had this just feeling of again, there's no eject button. This is it. So being in committed. And if you're
way more good than bad.
And if you're not married and you watched all of this and you're thinking, I don't feel this way about the person I'm engaged to or in a relationship with, then I'm going to strongly suggest you do not get married until you figured this stuff out.
Right.
So that was kind of our thoughts on it. Again, everything's not going to be curable. I'm sure the marriage rate can't be 100% of success, but I feel like it can be a heck of a lot better than a 50% failure rate, and 60% in second marriages. We're going to be that 40%. And yeah, if there was something we missed or something you guys disagree with or any comments, go ahead and leave them in the comments below, and we will talk to you all in the next coffee talk. See you guys.
Bye. Just put Piers on?
I don't know. Does that look weird with this cord just running across? How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow?
What are you looking at? What are you doing?
Now I'm just getting something out of my eye. I wasn't. All you gotta do is just like Baywatch slow motion jog away and be like, I'm sorry, come back. You gotta do whatever you gotta do to make your relationship work, you know?